request our conference coordinator, Advocate Mr. Arvind Mishra, to introduce our guest of honor, Honorable Mr. Justice P.P. Bhatt, President, ITAT. Mr. Arvind Mishra, please.
Thank you, Harish Bhai. It is honor to give introduction of guest of honor, Honorable Mr. Justice Pradeep Kumar Prem Shankar Bhatt was born on 6 September 1956. He had primary education in different districts of Gujarat and graduated in art with political science from HK Art College, Ahmedabad. Honorable Justice Bhatt obtained degrees of law from Sri Sir L. A. Shah Law College, Ahmedabad, affiliated to Gujarat University. He was enrolled as an advocate with the Bar Council of Gujarat and started practice in the High Court of Gujarat in 1984. As a lawyer, Honorable Justice Bhatt appeared in several matters relating to constitutional law, service law, civil as well as criminal law. Honorable Justice Bhatt joining the judiciary and appointed as judge, City Civil and Session Court on 10th July 1995 and dealt with numerous civil as well as criminal cases. He was also the member secretary Gujarat State Legal Service Authority. Honorable Mr. Justice Bhatt also served as a Registrar General of High Court of Gujarat and as a Registrar General, he has played a pivotal role in a development of infrastructure for judiciary at the High Court as also the district level. He has been convener of East Zone Conference and environmental issue as also All India Meet of Legal Services Authority held at Ranchi. Honorable Mr. Justice Bhatt in his early career has also served as a judge in the City Civil and Session Court, Ahmedabad, and as special judge, CBI Court. Honorable Mr. Justice Bhatt was elevated as an additional judge, High Court of Gujarat on 7th February 2011. He was transferred to the Gujarat High Court, transferred to the High Court of Jharkhand on 27th June 2011, and retransfer to the Gujarat High Court. He retired from High Court of Gujarat on 6th September 2018 and subsequently assumed charge of Office of the President, Income Tax Appellate Tribunal on 24th October 2018, and since then, Honorable Justice Bhatt is heading of the Income Tax Appellate Tribunal, the oldest tribunal in India, which is often referred to as the Mother Tribunal. Income Tax Appellate Tribunal was set up on 25th January 1941, which has now 63 benches at 28 different stations spread across the country, covering almost all the cities, having a set of the High Court. It is the second appellate authority under the direct taxes and first independent forum. It is appellate hierarchy. He was conferred upon a national award by Capital Foundation, New Delhi, for his contribution of infrastructure development and systemic changes in the judiciary. I am again welcome Honorable President ITAT, Mr. Justice P.P. Bhatt sir. I request Mr. Justice P.P. Bhatt sir for a kind address to our virtual audience.
Mr. Bhatt sir, please.
Honorable Justice Shri B.R. Gavai, Judge, Supreme Court of India, Shri P.K. Bansal, former Vice President ITAT, Shri J.D. Nantani, Advocate and Conference Advisor, C.A. Vijay Keval Ramani, Conference Chairman, CA Kamlesh Sabu, Conference Secretary, Advocate Shri Atam Tekchandani, President Tax Friends Association, CA Bharat Satyeva, Haresh Jugani, and Advocate Shri Manoj Moriani, Conference Convener, OP Sukla, Shri Arvind Mishraji, coordinators of the conference, President and secretaries of all other joining associations, organizing committee members, Advocate Shri Arvind Shuklaji, Shri Rakesh Agarwal, Advocate Shri S.K. Yogeshwar, Advocate Shri G.P. Shukla, professionals and delegates. A very good morning to all of you. A very warm and pleasant greetings to all of you. It is indeed my privilege to be with all of you on a different platform called webinar, as all of us are passing through an unusual, unprecedented, trying time owing to the pandemic caused by the novel coronavirus. I am happy to interact with organizers, tax practitioners, and income tax bar associations on a very vital and important topic, professional practice post-COVID-19. It is indeed a matter of great honor for all of us that the conference is inaugurated in the gracious presence of Hon'ble Mr. Justice B.R. Gawai, Judge, Supreme Court of India. In fact, I had the privilege of sharing the dais with His Lordship on earlier occasion at Varanasi while attending a conference organized by All India Federation of Tax Practitioners. It is always a pleasure to be in the company of His Lordship. His Lordship's vision and input about the professional practice post-COVID-19 will give the right direction to the professionals to adopt new methodology of digitalized world in legal practice. His Lordship's rich experience in the field of law is known to everyone, and I am sure that the participants will be enlightened and enriched by His Lordship's keynote address. I have seen the conference schedule, which has almost covered all vital and important topics. The selection of topics for discussion in 5 different technical sessions is contemporary and relevant for the professionals. The chairperson and speakers of each of the sessions are very renowned professionals, having rich experience in the field. I am sure that the deliberations which may take place during the course of technical sessions will be very useful to the participants. The theme of the conference selected by the organizers, that is professional practice post-COVID-19, is very much significant in the prevailing circumstances. After the outbreak of COVID-19 in the country and in the world, it has almost been 3 months that people are locked in their houses and are either working from home or working through using digital modes like video conferencing, Zoom calls, and WhatsApp calls to connect with their employees and other co-workers. Once this pandemic is over, everything from our lifestyle to eating habits will change. Life, as we know, it will change under the circumstances. One can only use this pandemic to reorient and use this opportunity to bring a positive change in the society. Since laws are what govern the society, the pandemic has given a chance to the legal fraternity to bring out change in the way of litigation and in the professional practice. By making use of technology, things can be innovated in a way to enhance the legal acumen as well as the legal knowledge around the country. Right now, the way the situation is prevailing, the only method left with the courts, lawyers, and the legal professionals is to shift to digital mode in order to run the administration of justice and to maintain and administer law and order in the country. In the legal arena of our country, things are set to take a paradigm shift. Trend of virtual hearing and e-court system, in any case, started taking center stage in ongoing center stage and ongoing debates between bar and bench at all levels. On one hand, lack of individual e-knowledge, skill, and expertise, and on other hand, the need of balance, cost, and time needed for enhancing efficiency in litigation management are being argued by both sides. I am happy to inform this August gathering that the Income Tax Appellate Tribunal has taken a lead, and at almost all stations in the country, benches are functioning through the mode of virtual hearings. My colleague members of the bench and other stakeholders, that is members of the bar and the income tax department representatives, have wholeheartedly participated in the new innovative method of conducting judicial proceedings through video conferencing. The bigger stations like Mumbai and Delhi have been disposing of a healthy number of appeals by using the facility of video conference hearing. Even at other benches, the virtual hearings are taking place effectively. The method of virtual hearings adopted by bar and the bench during this critical period is definitely a useful and effective method of conducting judicial proceedings before the courts and tribunals. The standard operating procedure evolved by the Income Tax Appellate Tribunal for conducting virtual hearing is user-friendly, and the members of the bar as well as the departmental representatives have extended cooperation in adopting and implementing such practice. In the recent celebration of Constitution Day, the Honorable Chief Justice of India, Honorable Shri Justice S.A. Bobde, has proposed to introduce the system of artificial intelligence to improve the judicial system of the country. Such a system will help in better administration and delivery of judgments. However, the CJI has also mentioned that people should not form an opinion that digitalization will ever replace the judges of the country. The event was organized by the Supreme Court Bar Association, in which the Honorable CJI said, I quote, "We propose to introduce, if possible, a system of artificial intelligence. There are many things which we need to look at before we introduce ourselves. We do not want to give the impression that this is ever going to substitute the judges." Unquote. Apart from the court cases, online consultations have been started by the lawyers for their clients. Lawyers are now giving online advice through video calls or telephonic calls to make their client knows about the correct legal position. The lawyers are able to devote time and study the cases so that when the courts reopen, they will be able to represent their cases effectively and quickly. It is indeed a time for the lawyers to interact more with the clients and consolidate their trust and confidence. Such a strategy will in fact help the lawyers in increasing their work in times to come. Big law firms are enabled to connect their clients through social media and work from home techniques for the employees is working well for such firms. As most of the work these firms tackle it about research and writings, the work from home discipline is providing to be supportive of their activities. Thus, in my perception, the legal fraternity has witnessed a significant shift in the way they would work and practice post-COVID so that the same is more productive as well as beneficial for them. On a positive note, the pandemic has enabled the legal professionals to change their age-old legal practice to digital quickly. And I hope that this shall continue even after pandemic and lockdown is over. However, law firms and individual lawyers must prepare themselves for the rough road ahead. Though the litigation as well as non-continuous work would steadily increase post-COVID-19. However, they must be conscious that rise in volume of work may not accompany the revenues as per their expectation. In my view, this is one aspect which the management of law firms is required to ponder over and restructure their practice so as to balance the interest of all stakeholders. The legal profession must be conscious of the fact that every year thousands of law graduates join the profession, and the new entrants have to be suitably placed amidst crisis. Thus, what is required to be generate confidence in the client that, like other sectors, the legal profession is also prepared to face the new challenges and the expectation. COVID-19 is, of course, a troublesome situation for everyone, but these are the testing times. The legal mind has to be now creative, identify the challenges and solutions and opportunities in this chaos. The big law firms, as well as the individual lawyers and small law firms, are doing stellar work concerning the COVID crisis. Innovative new services helping clients with their current legal problems, and some have set up the dedicated desk for COVID-related work. Therefore, one who will well prepared will be able to find the right opportunities amid COVID-19. It is needless to say that despite all adversities, the habit of reading, writing, researching, etc. must continue, as opportunities will definitely arise as they never come with prior notice. Attending webinars, e-conference and workshop, writing articles, delivering e-lectures, appearing in virtual court matters, and regular knowledge updating are the key drivers for the lawyers during the COVID-19. To conclude, I would like to say that the law practitioners and law firm should reassess and re-strategize during COVID-19, and I believe this adjustment and transition will ultimately ensure that organizers, advocates, and tax practitioners are in a better position to take up the challenges for the future. Last but not the least, I would like to express my gratitude to the organizers for inviting me to participate and interact with the tax practitioners in the gracious presence of Honorable Justice Shri B.R. Gavai. I wish a grand success to this virtual national level conference. At the end, I would like to say the one song which was very popular in the old days. छोड़ो कल की बात पुरानी, नए दौर में लिख देंगे मिलकर नई कहानी. सो आओ दोस्तों, सब मिलकर एक अच्छी नई कहानी के लिए सब तैयार हो जाएं, नए पड़कारों को झेलने के लिए तैयार हो जाएं. धन्यवाद. जय हिंद.
जय